Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5Ace here, coming at you live with a bunch of replays fresh and hot off the ladder. So hot and fresh and spicy, in fact, that the FDA would classify them as a food hazard and a choking hazard, and would thus ban them from the United States, which is something that takes a lot. Be that as it may, we're gonna have ourselves a best of three between two players, one of whom we've casted for a long time, whom I've casted countless replays off, and the other one, I'm not sure whether he is an actual smurf of someone whom I know or whether it's a fresh and new account, but both of these players have been grinding the ladder and both have been highly successful thus far. Bottom right, spawning as the French retreating forces, it is going to be Unano, none other than Maceman himself. Unano, the perennial, I would say, 1.5 tier player. He's always been in Masters, always lingering around, never really getting up to the full, playoff stage territory, but always being there, always lurking in the shadows. And his opponent, Sir, going by the name of Sir123, but we've had a player a couple years back who termed himself Sir Cake-A-Lot, and I'm just wondering whether that's Sir Cake-A-Lot here. You may also have noticed that my setup has changed a little bit. It's just the face cam, which has... the machine gun salvo is just barely missing inch by inch. Oh, bad play. Grave mistake from Unano. Loses a couple more rifles here. Also hasn't placed his power plant just yet. So thus the early game advantage definitely in the hands of Sir. Sir123, aka maybe Sir Cake-A-Lot? Question mark. And more rifles being decimated here. Oh, he's advancing. That is a ballsy move, but at the end of the day is going to prove successful. Man, the song and dance of the rifles. That is their mating dance. At the end of the day, a couple highly vetted ones remain victorious, remain steadfast from Sir. We're going to take a look how this reflects in the combat tab. Jeez Louise! That is 1.2k. That's 12 more rifles killed by Sir than by Unano. Terrible start for him. Also behind the War Factory timing. Also doesn't produce any rocket soldiers right now, so I call him firmly behind. He does not have any single combat unit out on the field, in fact, right now. Everything got decimated. He's back to square one. It's like Monopoly. Go straight to jail. Don't cash in your $400 paycheck. RIP. Alrighty, we are going to be following up with a third refinery, which has been measurably delayed from Unano. Let's put it that way. Also, his ore truck is behind, so he is behind in every single metric. That early game was devastating for him. I'm just kind of curious to see how this pans out, because he's known for his resilience and also for having some, some comeback angles every now and then. But for now, it is just looking terrible. Economy? Yeah. 2k down with the same build order. If you're 2k down because you rushed a War Factory, fair. That tends to happen. But being 2k down in the early game of a completely mirrored build is just asking for trouble. Okay, it's equalized sort of now, but there is going to be another round of production ready for Sir, and thus he leaps ahead even further, has his service depot out while Unano is still adding on barracks. So he's probably, winding up the rifles, gat gun. It's like a gat gun needs to be spun up a little bit, or maybe they're just tired of weapon maintenance. It is like the good old AK, the trusty AK-47. As long as it fires, you don't ever want to do maintenance, because it jams when you do maintenance, basically. What do we have as a follow-up? We've already got the MCV out for Sir in 7 seconds. We've got a light tank for Unano. And there is a ranger for Sir as well. Just in time to scout that there is absolutely nothing to be afraid of. As long as he retains the ranger, he's going to retain his lead. And even if not, even if the ranger goes down, there is going to be an MCV out. He's going to have access to his first expansion refinery in just a couple of seconds. His first tank is coming online. Unano is feeling pressured into going light tank build. The wind-up toy build, as I like to call it. This does have its glaring and very obvious Weaknesses. One of them being it's weak to dying. And it dies very easily. So there's that. Okay, what else has been happening? Finally, the finals are over. It is time for holiday season, but I'm not yet out of the woodworks because I need to basically go to... Oh, my things have been reeled. I need to go to on a family vacation with my biological family as well as my children and my wife. So there is going to be some potential trouble inbound there. That's never going to be too much fun, but at the same rate, it's a paid vacation, so hey, who gets to complain? Kappa. But it's going to be quite an interesting one with the kiddos. We're spending the time in a sports hotel. Let's see. And after that, I'm going to be back in basically in my pocket of Austria, and by then I'll be able to do some more shenanigans with OpenRA, which is really, really cool. Gives me some time to just basically revitalize the channel, which has been sort of dormant for a while. 2 light tanks harassing or pestering the O-trucks. The same rate we're seeing a push out, now 3 medium tanks being added. So Unano definitely doesn't feel like it's too hopeless, but is not out of this game just yet. Doesn't feel too hopeful, I'd say. Sorry. A common mix-up there. Alright. So the oil derrick being claimed, that was the first point of contention anyway. Man, the rockets being singled out here, tanks being donated. That has been a costly, costly push already. And look at those purple numbers popping up. Oh my goodness. There is more purple numbers popping up here than in a Pokemon game. That is devastating. If he attack moves in now, right here, right now, he's gonna clean sweep this army. There is nothing left here for Unano. And I feel like that must be it, right? I mean, he burned like 10k assets here. Yeah, the combat tab is reflective of that as well. Mechanic from Sir, I like that a lot. Can either use it to patch up. Oh, he's stealing the tank husks. Pretty good. Would be even better against Soviets, but as it stands, it's already quite worthwhile. Mechanic costs 500, recuperates its own cost, and I would honestly add 1 more mechanic just to patch them up now. You don't need to overcommit, just a single mechanic is enough to over time gradually patch them back up to working condition. Oh, a little bit of an incursion here. Harvester's being pulled off the line. Yeah, he loses a bit of infantry for that, but that's fine. Oh, giving him the loop around as well. That is smart. That is gonna deny some more mining time. And what are we seeing on the right-hand side? The engineer. Engineer's waiting in the wings. Man, look at this map. This is a lot of purple. This is very StarCraft. This is Zerg versus Terran. The Zerg are in the process of devouring the entire map and blotting out the sun with their overlords. Sir is also going for a Radadome, so it's looking good on that front as well. Not neglecting his tech. Ooh, Ranger gets away! Slinks away on a sliver here. And is trying to close the sack, trying to find the vulnerable spots. That is so smart. This flank has not been revealed. And on the bottom side, 2 more tanks are waiting. So those tanks are going to be drawing the army out of position in the south. In the meantime, he is going to attack move and probably just clean sweep this base. It ain't looking too hot here for Unano, long-standing member and friend of the channel. Man. Oh, the vulnerable tech as well. As soon as the service depot falls, there's gonna be trouble inbound because no more medium tanks. Light tanks don't cut the mustard, as they say over in the wacky world of the British Isles. Rip. And down goes the war factory, down goes the econ. Yeah, that is it. On this side, Harvester's being pulled off the line as well. Does he have a single mining base? Yeah, 1 single mining base. Indeed, double helipad for Sir. He isn't producing anything yet right now, but he's following up with a tech center. This is something that irks me sometimes. People overcommitting into tech when they're not that far ahead, but in this case, Sir is just ahead by a couple miles, you know? Oh no. MCV being found out here as well. There is a lot of purple coming in from all angles and directions. This is a complete surround. And this is gonna spell the GG in just a couple moments. Because there is nothing that can stand in Sir's way anymore. A flood of purple. This is not the most menacing color, let's be real here, but it is more than enough to take game number 1. And with that, we are going to be 1-0 up for Sir. Sir123, maybe aka Sir Cake a lot, I'm not entirely certain. Ooh, crap. Okay, Scala. No, wait, that is the old. Those are the old changes. Those are all now implemented. This is just an old map. Okay, on to game 2 we go.
Battle control terminated.
Game number 2, we are on the Rift. A map which looks a lot like it was made with a ruler, with a measuring stick, and not with aesthetics in mind, but rather competitive balance. One thing of note is that roads do speed up vehicles, so vehicle play is a lot faster, I guess, here in this map. Also, it confuses me whenever I look at the minimap because it just looks like a chessboard. 45 degrees flipped, that is. Okay, this time around, Sir is going for the Soviets, and there is going to be Germany for Unano. Does he have more success with that than with the Frenchies? Let's find out. Engineer first, a bit ballsy, because this is very contestable, I would say. If you rush over, you can easily snipe an engineer. This time around, Sir not going for too much infantry presence. And Unano is not following suit. Unano's queued up probably 20. Oh, Sir is going for a War Factory rush. Okay. So this time around, we're going to see the pendulum swing the other way. The early game is should be firmly dominated by Sir, by Unano, because of his double infantry production, double refinery pressure. And Sir is going to be behind for a little bit, but is going to try and basically either stall for an earlier economy boom, or he's going to rush out a vehicle, which as Soviets is very doable because an APC early on can be devastating against infantry forces. What are you doing, buddy? Yo, sir, you there? Sir, excuse me? That was not only a completely unnecessary loss, it's like, what else are you microing? This is not Warcraft 3 where you have to juggle 3 things at once, where you have to juggle your gold economy, your lumber economy, your macro game, your micro game, your creeping. This is OpenRA. You've got one army, you've got one engineer, and you've got an occasional building to place. Nothing more. So, this has been bad. Real bad. And lack of infantry presence should clue Unano in that there is something fishy going on. He is better safe than sorry. He's just trying to hose down the Derrick, which is fine. But Sir is just going for an eco boom. Okay, so nothing too special here. And we can see the economy. He's not only strapped for cash, he's also really behind in assets. About to even out a little with the addition of the next harvester, but that is just absolute devastation. And this time, yeah, shoes on the other foot, we don't have a single combat unit out. That is kind of the way the cookie crumbles here. We're seeing the first infantry out after the early game. Good scout from Unano. He knows that there's nothing to fear right now. Going in with a light tank. He's also up 3 Derricks over nil, so I would say his early game, his econ is kind of evening out, despite Sir having obviously the better macro thanks to the harvesters. There is not a single rocket soldier in the composition just yet. This is... oh god. Oh god. 4 harvesters, 5 now. And there is going to be 0 rockets for the time being. This push could hit hard. Has also not been scouted yet. What's the primary target here? I would say power plants. Yep. Power plants it is. Maybe he's going to get a good angle though. Okay. Harvester going in. Oh! Sick crushes! The defense here. This was a stellar defense, but also the infantry a bit out of position here. I like what Sir is doing. Just sending the rockets. You don't need much more against the light tank. This thing is gonna die in 3 rocket blasts. Still 3 harvesters, but that was a good hold. And with that, we're sort of back to even. Again, Unano not with the best early game micro. Throwing away units like the candy wrappers. Yep, and he's a spoiled little child. Tossing candy wrappers wherever he goes. This is, by the way, you know, I'm not calling children spoiled for just tossing candy wrappers, because our own children do it all the time. I think parents can relate, and we are trying best practice. We're trying to be role models and picking up our trash, especially when you're on hikes. But the kids, it feels like they have endless pockets where they're just dropping stuff out of their endless pockets all the time. It's just the way things are. Okay, finally the Earl Lyrics are being taken out. But you know, there is a lot of hypocrisy in our lives anyway. I'm not shy of admitting that, because for one, I'm a critic, a staunch critic of capitalism, and yet I'm living in capitalism. I benefit from capitalism. I do benefit from the system. Oh, big engagement happening here. Light tank not connecting just yet. Ooh, gets taken out. So a little time for Sir to relocate. He's going for APC tech, which I honestly don't hate here. There's just a lot of infantry. There is not that many tanks out just yet. And the APCs can make swift work of an infantry army if they get a good angle. They can also sort of, kind of frontline-ish. But yeah. First heavy is being added on here. And that is going to be a tough hold, but it's possible. And in fact, I believe that the army for Sir is just larger. Ooh. Unprotected Conyard. Uh-oh. This is going to be a bit nasty. Hopefully he scouts this before the Conyard goes down. Yeah, he should immediately call the retreat now. Yep. Peace. Let's see how much damage can the tanks dish out. APCs being tangled up by the army. Yeah. Oh! Okay. The tanks stopped moving, so Unano wasting a bit of time here. Oh no. Okay, the army goes down. That is a great surround. Jeez, what a surround here. But he has killed off the MCV husk. And thus we are left without an expansion, but with a larger army out for Sir right now. So in terms of combat, that was not effective for Unano. However... sorry, not effective for Sir. No, not effective for Unano. However, Sir does have the larger army, but no MCV. So if Unano can hold this, he is gonna be okay. Oh, why is he pushing in though? That is such a bad call. He's trying to toss it right back to him. I don't know why that's happening here. That is just an objectively bad play. Oh no. This game, he would have stood a chance, honestly. This was not half bad. His position was okay. He did have the larger army. He would have just had to flank. Not going in through the front door. Oh, that's devastating. And now Unano is ahead in kills. No more army out here. Oh, and these two tanks, they've been added again, killing 2 more ore trucks. 2 ore trucks and an MCV is the kill tally. That is very, very solid. The economy, we're left with 3 harvesters for Sir despite his eco rush. Yeah, what I was about to say. I know I'm a hypocrite because, you know, in my school, I'm now the official, the official person being in charge of environmental impact of the school, you know, evaluating our impact and organizing basically Climate Awareness Day and so on, which is a noble task until you realize that after having moved across country, we now drive an SUV, because without an SUV you can't do anything here in this godforsaken remote corner of Austria. There's basically just no infrastructure, and so I am basically the climate messenger of the school, and I drive a huge ass SUV, and I feel so bad every single time I have to use that thing. And basically to compensate, I usually hike to school every single day to absolve myself of my bad conscience. But yeah, so much about that. A lot of hypocrisy going on there in our lives, and I'm going to be honest, I'm one of those. Righty, so base being dismantled. This is just gonna come down to a base race with a very, very obvious winner. And it ain't the purple guy. This time around, green has definitely taken the cake. Yeah? Yeah? As far as bad puns go, I'm sorry, you know, it's like, it's dad instinct kicking in. After you become a father, you immediately, officially become privy to spouting dad jokes every single time an opportunity presents itself. Speaking of opportunities, there was an opportunity for a comeback after Sir had wiped the army. He had lost his MCV, but he could have relocated his original and basically just played Gatekeeper style and retain his army advantage or push in from an angle. But he went through the front door, and that was not the best move. The front door was heavily secured, fortified. It had lock and key, it had a latch, it had a chain, it had a chain link fence, it had a, you know, an electrified chain link fence, and it had spike traps. And as a result, that is the 1-1. Let's hope there's going to be more matches between those two. For the time being, the best of 3 being claimed by nobody. I do think I do have a replay lined up. Maybe I just got the names mixed up. But anyway, there's more replays fresh off the ladder waiting here to be casted. Also, between an old boy and a newcomer, which is going to be next week's cast. Until then, for me it's going to be a while because I'm going to be on holidays next week, but I'll upload this one as a scheduled cast. So, thank you for watching. I'm also going to keep up the premiere, YouTube premiere, so you can watch them live, which I think is nice for the 5 people who are watching. The others who are not aware of that yet, it's a cool feature. If you activate the bell, you get notified whenever I go live, which is with those scheduled casts. Okay, until then that's enough self-promotion. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time with some or a lot more content because the holiday season is here. See you next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.